All right, how's it going, everyone? Sniper Entry Pro V2 is officially out. In this video, I'm going to cover what's new in the updates as well as how to use, a brief walkthrough on how to use. Now, before I really get into this, there is going to be more in-depth beginner documentation on exactly how to use and some of our favorite strategies to use with Sniper Entry Pro inside of the Sniper Entry tier, along with access to Sniper Entry Pro V2. So if you don't have access already, click the second link in the description below to get access to this indicator. It's also available as part of our Pro plan. So in the new update, we've added short positions as well as a few other things. Now, if you haven't seen already how this indicator works, this is a strictly price action focused indicator compiled of displacement, structure, and fib levels, as well as a few other filters here if we go into the settings like the trend filter. There's also a few other customization features that we've added in the new update, and I'll be going over everything in just a moment. So this is how it will look by default when you load the Sniper Entry V2 in. As you can see, it will show the previous buy and sell signals as well as the DCA buy and sell signals. And this right here is the untapped zone, right? This is what we call the untapped zone. And there's been a little bit of confusion with new users loading in the indicator and seeing this untapped zone, thinking, well, isn't price already at TP2 and TP3? No, price hasn't even hit the entry yet. So this is the zone that we're looking to take a trade off of, meaning when price approaches this entry and we get that sell signal, that's when we can enter the trade and we can target these levels as take profits, but we aren't in the trade yet. So just want to throw that out there because there was some confusion with that. Now, although we recommend other confluences like the EzOscillator, a key support or resistance level, etc., you can actually use Sniper Entry V2 on its own. Granted, you're on a slightly higher time frame. So I know a lot of you guys are going to try to scalp with this like on the 5-minute time frame. That's not what is recommended. Now, actually, in this case, Sniper Entry V2 has crushed even on the 5-minute time frame. I mean, what is that, like six trades in a row or so? But we don't recommend going on a lower time frame because price often respects higher time frame levels a lot more. So keep that in mind when you're trading. Go to a slightly higher time frame and use other confluences. However, that being said, we've back tested this using the TradingView strategy tester, and we've seen anywhere from a 2 to a 3 profit factor across most pairs on a 1 hour plus time frame. So if you really wanted to, you could strictly follow the signals and you would be profitable by definition, right? But obviously we'd recommend to wait for an ideal setup, look for other confluences such as an EzAlgo support or resistance zone, the EzOscillator in the overbought or oversold zone, etc. Now, this came out the perfect time because price is now in a downtrend across most pairs. So this is where these short positions come in. If you don't know how this indicator works, essentially this is trading the 1-2 setup, right? So a strong move to the upside, creating displacement, leaving behind fair value gaps, breaking the previous high, breaking the previous structure down into our key fib zone. And that would be your entry, your DCA, your stop loss with your 3 take profit. So obviously it would be the opposite for a short position. If you see that price has broken structure to the downside with displacement, right? You can see here, we have multiple bearish candles in a row, creating behind some fair value gaps. So that would be considered displacement, and then a retrace right into our key fib zone, and that is where you'd get your first sell entry. In this case, it didn't hit our DCA, but it did hit all of the take profits. So let's jump into the settings here and I'll go over a few things. So as you can see, the signal type is set to both by default. Keep it at both if you want both long and short. If price is in a clear uptrend or downtrend and you don't want to get that occasional opposing signal, you can change it to long or short only, but by default it'll be on both. Now, the all trades feature will show all of the potential trades, not waiting for the previous trade to play out. So by default, right, when you're in a long position, you won't show another long position like right here until this long position either hits your stop loss, which would be down here, or hits all take profits at this swing high, right? So that is it by default. But if we turn on the all trades feature, as you can see, this one appears here when we toggle on all trades. Even though we're currently in a long position and our thesis hasn't fully played out yet, it will still give you another long zone that follows the confluences in case you miss this entry. So by default, this is going to be toggled off, but you can toggle this on if you choose to as well. All right, below that we have the show entry zone. That is pretty self-explanatory. We'll show you that zone to enter on with your entry DCA and take profit levels. Then we have the displacement, structure, and trend filters. I went over this last video, so I'm not going to go over it again in this video, but make sure to watch the previous video if you don't understand what these are. Then we have the show filtered zones. Again, that's not new. The show multiple zones. This is if there's a long and short zone on your chart at the same time, it will just show both of them, showing the one that's created first. So in this example, we have a short zone right here. If there was a long zone created right around here, it would show both of these zones, but it would only show the entry for the zone that was created first, which in this case would be the short zone. So I like to keep that feature on as well. Below that, we have the show untapped zones only. So by default, it will show the current zones, even if you're in a TP1. So for example, right here, by default, it will show this zone. But if you only want to show untapped zones that haven't hit the entry yet, then you can toggle that on and it will remove the zone that already tapped the entry. So by default, this will be off. Then there's the show previous take profit and stop loss, the show live take profit and stop loss. We also have a few customization features here, like the live label offset. We have size for the take profit and stop loss. If we want this to be default to make the labels a little bit bigger, you can. If you want to change the offset to, let's say, 30, you can do that as well. It'll make these lines a little bit further away. Then we have the entry label right here as well, which you can change the size of. For the take profit, by default, it's going to be swing based. We've actually added the extended fib take profit in the new update. So if you're on a lower time frame, this is mainly for scalping or finding an entry on a lower time frame. This will be based on extended fib. So your TP1 would actually be at the swing high or low, and then your other TPs will be at extended fib levels. If you don't know what extended fibs are, I probably wouldn't use this. Just gives you another way to take profit if you're on a lower time frame and you don't want to take profit so early with the swing-based take profit. The stop loss is the same. And we've also added a close at break even feature. So let me show you guys this in real time here. So here we can see it comes up into our sell zone. We have the displacement. All the confluences are met. We get that sell signal. It hits TP2. You can see that the stop loss has now moved up to entry. All right, this is the close at break even feature. By default, it will be set to TP2. You can change this to whatever TP you want, and it will bring the stop loss to your entry. If you want to move it to TP1, you can. I'd recommend the default settings for this. So stop loss to break even at TP2 and move it to your entry, which is a nice little feature that we've added in the V2. Then finally, we have the label colors. Now, if we go into alerts here, you'll see that we added a ton of alerts in the new update, right? We have the stop loss and take profit alerts, the buy, the DCA buy, when price taps into your zone, and then my favorite, which is price is approaching the zone. So if you have a good setup, but you want to get notified before price taps into the zone, so you can go and set your limit before price reaches there, you can set an alert for price is approaching the buy or sell zone. And what this will do is it will alert you right before price taps into your zone. So somewhere around here, it will alert you that price is approaching the zone, so you can hop on, see if your confluences are met, and then enter your position. Now, like I said, we're going to have more in-depth documentation inside of the Sniper Den, inside of the Discord. So again, click the second link in the description below if you'd like access to the Sniper Entry Pro. Now, another big announcement that I'm going to share with you guys here is that we're moving one of our crypto coaches, Jay, from the VIP to work with us in Sniper Entry Pro. So he's going to be educating you guys, showing you guys exactly how to use this indicator properly, right? Using order flow, using structure, using displacement, so you can get your win rate up from 60 to 70% up to 80, 85%, and really understanding how the markets work, of course, using Sniper Entry Pro. So he's going to provide a ton of education, a ton of resources. We're going to do lives, question and answer, you guys name it. So stay tuned. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me below, and I hope you guys enjoy the new update. I'll see you next video.